What's going on, everybody? All right, so today is going to be a low carb day, very low fat burning day. So it's also one of the few days that I train in the morning because it's a smaller body part. I'm just training arms today. I also do this on a shoulder day, and those are usually typically my lowest carb days of the week, fat burning days. Those aren't areas that I need like a ton of improvement on. Compared to other areas. Every area could use improvement probably, but compared to other areas, it doesn't need as much focus and intensity. Still give it everything I got, but I mentally treat it more as a depletion fat burning day. So this doesn't even count as my cardio right now. It's just kind of getting some steps in, 2.5 speed, 10 incline, sipping my pre-workout and waiting for my client to get here because I'm just going to train with my client this morning because it's his arm day as well. And yeah, I'll take you through the day. I'll show you the workout. And this is the point in the prep. I'm still, it shouldn't be, I'm still so far out, still like 12.5 weeks out, or 11.5 weeks out or something. But I'm already getting to the point where I'm like starting to get more creative with my food just to make it more fun and tasty. In the off season, I just like throw the food together so I can get it down and move on with my day. And now I'm eating such a little amount of food, I want to enjoy it. So I'll take you through and show you what I'm doing. But right now, probably just do like 10 minutes right here. Wake the body up. I'm not used to training in the mornings. Like I said, it's only these 2 days. But typically what happens is I'll do these 2 days, low carb, a little more cardio. And I'll typically wake up at like a new low weight so today's Thursday. I'll do this again tomorrow. I'll wake up at a new low weight on Saturday, which is leg day. And I'll be able to do like a high carb day usually on that day. So then kind of repeat the cycle of a few baseline days, a couple low carb days. And, as long as I've made good progress and I'm at a new low weight again, or even if I just look harder and drier, depleted, whatever, however the pictures look that I take Saturday morning, I'll typically need a little refeed high carb day on that day. So that's kind of my plan right now. And I'm pushing hard. So like I said, this doesn't even really count as cardio, but it's waking me up, getting the blood flowing so I can get a good arm pump and letting the pre-workout get in my system. But we're going to smash calves and arms. On both these days, I always start with calves just because if I don't, I'll never do them. So typically on arm day, I'll start with like 4 sets of standing calf raises. And on shoulder day, I'll start with 4 sets of seated calf raises. And I'll superset them with something that'll start warming the arms up. So you'll see. I'll show you in a minute as soon as I get started. All right. Fasted, arm workout, and cardio done. So I wasn't 100% fasted for the workout. I did have 10 grams of EAAs and 20 grams of carbs mixed in my pre-workout. So I only do that on days that I am going to train fasted. If I was just doing cardio, I wouldn't have the carbs. But, you know, I don't think training fasted is the best thing to do, especially when you're already in a deficit. If you're off season eating a constant surplus of calories, probably not going to hurt you to train fasted. You'll be all right. But when you're in a deficit, that's a struggle, and I don't want to lose muscle. So anyways, first meal, very simple because I do have one more client and she couldn't get to the gym on time today. She had meetings and stuff like that, and she's got to pick her kids up, all whatever. But so she's coming to train in the home gym. So I'm going to get this down real fast so that I can change shirts, dry off a little bit before she gets here and not be completely disgusting. So I did 30 minutes on the stairs here at the house, and the arm workout, obviously. So I got 50 grams of whey protein and one banana with 16 grams of natural peanut butter on there. I love this Teddy's peanut butter. You know, you look at the ingredients: peanuts, salt, no added oils, sugars, anything like that. So, and who doesn't love a delicious, amazing peanut butter banana snack? I grew up on these. My mom used to make these as snacks for us and just have them out for when we came inside from playing. So good. So, like I said, 50 grams of whey, banana, one tablespoon or 16 grams of peanut butter. So pretty low calorie meal here. The next meal will be a little better, but I just don't have time right now. I need to get this down before my client gets here. So all right, so we are making waffles. All right, and I'm kind of showing it to you backwards because I make this batter the day before I make the waffles, because when it sits in the fridge overnight, it thickens up into like the perfect consistency of like a pancake or waffle batter. So what I'm mixing now is actually for tomorrow while my waffles cook. So it's as easy as it gets. We've got 1 cup of egg whites, so 230 grams. Boom, 231. Oh, it dropped to 230. Perfect. And then, depending on obviously how many carbs you're getting, these are today and tomorrow are pretty low carb days. So I just get 1 scoop of this cream of rice, which is only 27 grams of carbs. So it's about 35 grams in a scoop. So just to be sure. See, a full scoop would have been too much. You always weigh things, because the scoops are an estimate, approximation. You can fill a scoop up a little too much. And then 25 grams of whey. So I went with the apple pie cream of rice. You can do whatever flavor you want, obviously. If I was going to put a banana in this, like on a higher carb day, I might go with chocolate. Like I have this chocolate cake cream of rice. That would be awesome. I also have a cookie butter one. I've tried that. It's pretty awesome. So anyways, that's pretty much it for the mix before tomorrow. I add the blueberries in right before I make it. So this I'll do a tiny splash of water, literally like barely anything. And then that goes on the blender, spin it, put it in the fridge, and that'll be my batter for tomorrow. This just beeped. Beautiful crispy waffle. I just throw them in this pan while I'm cooking them so they stay warm. So I have that pan just set on low because this can only cook so many at a time. And the batter is going to make about 4 batches. So it's pretty good amount of food for a small amount of calories because you got 50 grams of protein and only 27 carbs from this. And then a few more carbs from the blueberries. So there's no fat because 0 fat in this, 0 fat. What do you got? Maybe 1 gram of fat in the protein powder. So super low calorie, but pretty good volume of food. And I'm going to scrape every little bit of this off of here so I won't lose any macros because I am freaking hungry. So, by the way, this vertical waffle maker from Ninja, freaking amazing. Like, I screw waffles up so easy. I don't know why, but I've yet to screw a waffle up with that thing besides overfilling it on accident. It comes with a measuring cup, and trust the measuring cup because I filled the measuring cup up, I poured it in there, and it wasn't filled up. I'm like, oh, that wasn't enough. So I put more in there, but it expands when it cooks. So then all of a sudden it starts pouring out of the top and it just made a mess everywhere. But I'm learning it. It's still new. This is only like my 4th time using it. So I'm still figuring it out, but the waffles are awesome. So I'm going to finish this cooking, spin this, put it in the fridge, and I'll show you the final product for meal number 2 today. All right. So there you have it. 4 stack of delicious blueberry apple pie waffles, and they're gonna be freaking delicious. I'm starving. It's definitely past time for my second meal, but it is a low carb day, so if I can make it a little longer between meals than normal, it helps later in the day. So I'm gonna get these down. Like I said, 50 grams of protein, like 30 I don't know, 35. I'll have to see how many carbs are in the blueberries, to be honest. About 15 carbs. So yeah, 35 to 40 carbs in this meal, and 50 protein and no fat. So yeah, if you wanted to add a fat, I would probably put some peanut butter on there, but I'm gonna skip that this time, save my fats for later. Let's get a little taste test. I about left you without a taste test. Let's see. Probably should use a knife. Yeah. It's like dessert while dieting. Meal number 3, simple, easy, and yeah, I'm using the same plate I ate my waffles on, even though it's got dried up syrup on there. But the least amount of dishes I can dirty up, the least amount of work I have to do. And that's where I'm at right now. So, air fried chicken breast. Dang, I was going for 200 grams. It's 204. I'll take it. So, it's 1 chicken breast right at 200 grams pretty much. 205. Whoop, 204. It's moving around. So, this is such a basic, simple meal. That's pretty much it. That, we get some of this but mild buffalo sauce to dip it in. I've noticed if I use it as a dipping sauce, that's probably too much already. If I use it as a dipping sauce instead of actually like putting it all over the chicken, I use less because I'll just a little dab on each bite, and I don't use much sauce at all. and then one apple, one green Granny Smith apple, and that's it for this meal. And this is probably it for the carbs for the day. So we had the banana, we had the little bit of cream of rice and blueberries, and then we got the apple here. And then my next 2 meals will probably be no carbs, maybe just vegetables and protein. And we'll add a little higher fats in those meals. So this is a very low day, but it's a fat burning day, like I said. So we're pushing hard now so that as I get closer to the show, I don't have to push as hard and I can let my body feel a little more recovered and like refreshed and everything like that, not just grind at the end, and no stress at the end because I'll be ready early. That's the plan. That's the goal. So get ready early, push hard while I'm far enough out where I still have the energy and the mental capacity to push myself like that. And then when I'm drained and starving and all that near the end, I don't have to push as hard. So suffer now, get rewarded later. So, all right, chicken and an apple. All right, next meal, and pretty basic. We're just having a chicken salad. So I got half of this bag of hearts of romaine, just lettuce, then another 200 grams of chicken. I just kind of shredded up and put on the lettuce there, just to add a little bit of healthy fats to this one, since I haven't had much for fat today at all. I'm going to do 10 grams of extra virgin olive oil. Boom, on the dot. And then I usually go back and forth, either use like some Walden Farms Ranch 0 calorie, or this Skinny Girl raspberry vinaigrette, which is awesome. There's only 5 calories per serving. So something like that, but very simple, basic meal. And yeah, I'm going to get this down. Not many calories there, and chill for a bit before my next meal. All right, meal number 5, I believe. Let's see if we can get this out here without screwing it up too bad. All right. Gotta love breakfast for dinner. So we got 3 whole eggs and then an egg white omelet. I'm not even gonna lie, this is supposed to be a steak omelet with 100 grams of steak. I ran out of steak and I didn't realize it until I was gonna make this. So I got chicken sausage instead, which is why it would have been 2 whole eggs. I added a 3rd whole egg to get a little extra fat in there because this is a lot leaner than steak. But 10 grams of protein from 2 of these. So we got some mushrooms, onions, and green peppers, and the chicken sausage in 1 cup of egg whites, and then 3 whole eggs. So that's dinner. It's going to be delicious. So I got one more meal after this, but it's pretty basic, so it'll be like 2 seconds. So I'm going to get this down, shower, get ready for bed, and I'll show you my final meal. All right, final meal of the night, snack of the night, is just going to be 50 grams of whey protein before bed. I was going to make it into a nice little ice cream with the Ninja Creamy, but I'm just ready for bed. I'm exhausted. So I just want to chug it down and jump into bed. So that's my plan. I'm going to do that. And this is where I take all of my vitamins and pills, fish oils, all the good stuff to keep me healthy. So I got a whole cabinet full of everything. I can do that in a different video if you want me to actually go over everything I take, but it's a lot of pills right before bed. So all the health stuff, but that's what's important. Got to keep my health. So that's it. 50 grams of whey to finish the night. It's always good to have a good amount of protein right before bed. And yeah, get up tomorrow, do it all again, because tomorrow's another low day. So like I said earlier, typically either tomorrow or Saturday morning, I'll probably wake up at a new low weight. And as long as the look is right and the weight is dropped a decent amount, it'll be time for a high carb day. And if I give myself a high carb day, I'll I'll make sure I record that and show you what a refeed day looks like for me on this prep. So with that, I'm gonna chug this and say goodnight.